Welcome back, everyone, to another Woodstove Chat. Working on several things today, making some sheaths for some knives that I made about a week ago. And I've already got the pieces cut out, and we're going to start putting them together. I've got a heat treated chef's knife and a couple other things, but I figured I would overlay the sheath making with the topic of the day, or topics. I've got a couple that we can talk about. And this comes from questions from viewers, and I get a lot of them. It's hard to answer all the questions. So I can just cover them. And right now we'll get started on these sheaths. But I'm sitting here enjoying this nice fire and my coffee. Had to go take care of those chickens first. Enjoy sitting here in the mornings watching the squirrels. And it's not really cold, but it was cool enough that I could justify building a fire, first fire of the season. But one of the topics I was going to talk about, and I get this question a lot. I'm not sure why, because from getting it on YouTube, from viewers watching YouTube, asking me why I do YouTube, why I make YouTube videos. There's a few reasons, actually, 2 or 3. So, one of them obviously is to market myself. People always ask, how do you sell your knives? How do you price your knives? How do you, where do you sell your knives? And one of the things I always tell people is you have to market yourself. You can ask this same question of anybody, somebody that sells cars, or somebody that makes cars. How did they get to the point where they could sell them? You take Henry Ford, anybody like that. They first had to build it, and then they had to get somebody to use it, try it out, and it becomes popular, and your brand becomes popular. Your brand is what's going to sell you, and your reputation. Is it a good car? So it's the same with knife making. You start out making knives, make some for your uncle and brothers and cousins. You give a lot of them away. And eventually, other people see them, and, you start getting requests for knives. And are they good knives? If they're properly heat treated, they're ergonomic, they hold an edge. All of that is going to play out in the long run. There's nothing immediate about it. But for the question why I make YouTube videos, well, it's part of marketing myself, marketing my brand. It shows potential collectors and buyers what goes into making a knife, what I put into it, the quality, etc. And then there is the feedback from customers, that you get from social media. So I do it. That's one of the reasons that I do YouTube. The other reason is I would give a shiny nickel if I had if my dad would have had a YouTube channel, and he would have put, tons of videos up, and I had something to watch of him forever, my grandkids. I've got some home movies and all. Dad was a welder by trade, but he's also a blacksmith. And, I've got one of his big anvils here and a couple other tools. I got one of his last forges he had, coal forges. But I would give anything if I had hours of my dad, working in his shop. And so it's that too. So it's part of having something for my children and grandchildren to look back on. And, it's a keepsake. The other thing is it supplements, you get monetized and you make money with it. It's not a lot of money, I can promise you that. What I really appreciate is my patrons. Or, my patrons on Patreon. YouTube is up and down with monetization because of views and the way the algorithm changes from time to time. You never know. You can't depend on anything steady, and it's not really nothing to brag about, at least for me. I've been told by other makers, that do much better, and alluding to the last video, I don't make a lot of flashy, videos that attract, lots of young viewers that are oohed and awed, like like I said, doing canister stuff with junk and stuff you find at the hardware store. I just don't do that because I primarily make knives to make a living, and the stuff you see me doing in my shop, 99.9% of the time is knives that I'm making for customers. They're sold already. They're orders. They're old orders usually, but that's what I work on. So when I do a side job or side project, like I did a cable video, how to forge weld cable a while back. I don't make and sell cable knives no more. I did forged a ball bearing or a roller bearing a while back, a couple videos back. That took me, a day to do, so didn't kill a whole lot of my time. So, but that knife's not for sale. I'm not selling it. It's just a YouTube project. People like to see that stuff, taking junk stuff and making a knife with it, and I understand it. I like doing it. I like making tools and knives out of, junk steel or unknown steel or repurposing steel. I do that. I just don't sell them because I can't totally qualify that they're 100% the type of steel I think they may be, like leaf springs, 52-100 or 5160 rather. I've got a whole pile of leaf springs here. I've got leaf springs that would last me till I'm dead and gone. But and I make all kinds of stuff with it. I just don't sell them. For one, they probably have fatigue cracks, and I have found them and seen them and discovered them forging with it, from use on vehicles. And I can't 100% say that they are 5160, but so I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff, and for that reason, because I'm working on projects that I'm selling. Now, if I ever get to the point where YouTube is paying me a ton of money, and I've got, I don't have to sell knives as much. Yeah, I could play around with different stuff like that, but my audience seems to like what I do. It's not a big audience. I don't get near the views as you compare to my subs. I've got around 16,000 subs, and I get around 1,500 views. So it doesn't match up just because you have a pile of subs and I don't have a pile of subs. And that's why I don't do a lot of shorts either, because that is very short-term attention span viewers, and they're not really loyal to your channel. Running a YouTube channel takes a tremendous amount of work, and it's all the setting up the shots, and just like this shot right here. I spent 20 minutes this morning getting this light right, setting up the distance, making sure I'm not overexposed, and then every time I get another angle, just like the Sheath video you're watching right now, those are different shots I have to set up. Sometimes I use 2 cameras, but most of the time it's one, and I'm moving it around, and the lights and everything. So it's a job. And then when you spend at least 2 or 3 days editing it, and you upload it and do all the work there, creating thumbnails and descriptions, and you put all that on there, and you don't get the views. It's really kind of depressing. And what's amazing is that I get tons of texts from people, emails, and even phone calls, on how to do certain things, and they even watch my videos, but you can't get them to comment, can't get them to share it or anything like that. There's very little reciprocation in this business. That's my point. There's a lot of grifting and not much reciprocation. So I understand that. It's just like turning on the television, watching something. You really, people don't understand what went into that. Especially for a YouTuber, he's not under any contract with a film company or something like that. And I worked in that industry, as many of you know. That was one of my former jobs. I worked in the film industry a long time, and then you got paid, regardless. So whether it was a flop or not, and but it's different with YouTube. If you don't get the views, and you're not going to get pushed. especially now with the new algorithm. If somebody's not watching 70% of it, liking it, commenting, you're not going to get pushed. It's going to die right there. New thing is AI. That's what's winning, and you have to embrace that as well. And that's kind of tough. I'm getting old, too old for that. But so all of that, is a reason why I do YouTube, and I enjoy it because of my past as a filmmaker. I enjoy, being creative and making videos. For one thing, I'm not working with grumpy actors and grumpy crew. And the worst thing in the world on a film set is your actors. They are truly drama queens. Talk about, you don't even need to write in any drama. It's drama on camera and off camera. Oh man, you got to cater to folks like you wouldn't believe, but it's unlike working in the, in the industry, in the construction industry, where you get up in the morning, fix your own coffee, fix your own lunch, show up, you eat your lunch, you go home. If you stay over, you better have packed enough lunch and you eat it. Not in that world. They expect you to provide them with every little thing, and a place to sit and a place to whatever, what I'm saying. And then there's all the other drama. But that's another reason why I love YouTube. It's more documentary style, and you don't have I don't have a crew. I would love to have a cameraman, to help me, or someone helping me, but I can't pay them. YouTube doesn't pay me that much, I ever get big enough, maybe so. But not right now, just can't afford it. So, when you see those projects that I've done for the challenge videos, the knife challenges with Dennis Terrell, the Viking challenge and all that, I had one person helping me, my youngest son, who is an actor and works in the film industry. He still does. I no longer do. And so he comes in and helps me. But those are really in-depth setups and a lot of work, especially if I'm playing another character, the one, Bubba. A lot of work, but I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. So, and another question I've gotten a couple times, and they were kind of spread out, but each time you couldn't, it was kind of a bogus name, didn't make any sense, no profile picture. So I don't know who they were. So I guess they felt comfortable asking this in a public setting. It was actually on a comment on a video. And the question was, why do you give information away for free? And I just find that, it kind of shows you that there's still gatekeeping and things like that. And, I have a couple answers to that. For one, I'm not giving anything away for free. I'm getting paid by YouTube. I have dedicated patrons that support me for what I put out, and they, show their appreciation, and I really appreciate that. So I am getting paid for the information, just like if I was giving a class, I'm doing it online. Another thing is I just like to help people. I didn't have this help when I started. We didn't have the internet. You didn't have YouTube when I started, and you had to find a maker and go to classes. You had to pay for it, and or I did. And I had a couple makers that helped me that didn't charge me anything. They just were friends, and we became good friends, and they helped me along the way. But it's nothing wrong with trying to help people that are truly dedicated to wanting to learn the craft, because there's so much information out there that's vague and or not very good, and a lot of folks are inspired by different things, whether it be reality TV shows or whatever. But that's why I do it for a few reasons, and I want to reciprocate and give back. Now, you won't find much reciprocation in this world, the social media. People will watch your stuff and, watch everything you have and never leave a comment, never share it or anything. Yeah, I'm getting paid, and I like to help people, and I don't see a problem with that. It's one of the reasons it took me so long to join the ABS, and, I never joined the Guild, but I don't see that nowadays. You don't have nothing like we had back then. You still have your typical, I only forge blades and no stock removal. You know, that was, you know, this comes up every 5-6 years, this forge versus stock removal debate, which there is no debate. The science covers it pretty well. And there's no difference, in my opinion, and the science supports that opinion. You know, my forged blade or my stock removal blade will stand up against each other. You do it right, follow the proper heat treatment, and using steel that we use today, you can't go wrong, and you can't debate it. But that's another topic that I really don't want to get into. But that's the reason why I give information away. Oh, and speaking of, I have another channel that I also started about 6 weeks ago, 6-8 weeks ago, something like that. It's an outdoor channel, fishing and hunting, camping, the whole 9 yards, that I started with my 2 sons. And it's a way I can spend more time with my boys and, you know, build memories together even more and do it on film. Their kids will be able to see these, but you'll get to see some of the tools and knives that I make in my shop used in those videos, skinning game and filleting fish, the whole 9 yards. It's called Bonded by the Land. If that's something that interests you, I'll leave a link in the description and you can check it out. But really enjoy doing that with my boys and going in the morning, matter of fact. But I think I got these sheaths wrapped up and got the blade heat treated. My fire is out and I'm about out of coffee. I hope you got something out of this. If you got any questions, please leave them down below. I want to thank my patrons, and we're going to see you on the next one.